Alright, good morning. We're looking at DE Warden by Cat Food, Thomas, and Almas. This is going to be entered into the Mapcore Big Adventures competition, map-making competition. And there have been some people who have been, questioning if it's valid or allowed. Yeah, so let me just break it down to you. It is with along the rules. This map has not been playtested publicly. It has not been shared on the workshop previous to the date criteria set by the competition. So it's fair game. The map is set on a. I don't know if this is strictly based on Alcatraz, but it's a prison island. Oh, actually, we have the whole B block here. I didn't even realize that. It's actually noted on the B Bombsite. Great. We just played this on the cat food server a couple days ago, and a couple ideas came to mind. Couple structural, or rather, how the map is laid out. Cat food said that he's gonna do some changes. He's not necessarily happy with the layout and how it plays. Don't know how many iterations can the map go through now to salvage the main issue that I have with the level, which is how room to room, corridory, box to box, zero scan rooms the map has. So let's, for example, go through the middle area of the map, which is quite interesting in its layout. Let's start from the city spawn. However, let's go to the left. So pay attention to the structure of these rooms. So you have a room that leads to a room that leads to another room, that, etc., etc. It just goes on for forever until you reach an outside area, which the outside areas could be expanded a little bit more, or the indoor areas could be expanded a little bit to feel like, a little bit more spacious. For theming side of things, it makes sense. I like the feel of this map. It definitely, it makes sense that the indoor is structured in the way that it is, It makes sense for a cell block to look like this, It just, and the gameplay feels adequate to the shape of the structure. But I don't know if it's even necessary to make the change from how the map is, put together now to something more, a little bit of a fluid outside area. Like, for example, A-Long, you have this more of a feeling where you don't have a room leading to a room. Like, these arches are vaguely, changing the shape of the area. Like, they are limiting, it's a good choke point, but based on that, like, this might as well be just like a stack of crates that you cannot, like, push up on. The only difference that it makes that it's a fully structured house is that you cannot flash inside of it. You have to resort into flashes like that. But that's not an issue in and of itself. For example, going through here, let's just go through the middle on T side. We're getting from outside area. This is open spacious. Getting into this another open spacious area. And then here's our first choke point. This is all fine and dandy. We have that over there. Let's actually go there. So get into this room. It's a door frame and a door frame. Leads to a door frame. That leads to a door frame. That leads to a hole in the wall. And here we have like a little outside area with another set of door frames. Everything feels very limited. And on mapping, we have been playing this thing loads of maps throughout the years. And sometimes this, what's this? Hello. Sometimes map makers just have this like certain style, but this doesn't feel like cat food style. Kind of, I don't know. It's weird, but it's certainly the visuals or the structure of the map, the theming of the map, like affected the door framiness of the level. That could be fixed with removing a couple of these like hard door frames. I think these are fine. This might not be needed. I think this is needed. That is certainly needed. It's kind of silly for me to actually go like you know, area by area. But the real beauty, you know, behind this design is that all these angles create really strong positions to hold. Like, for example, this, you know, by Catfoot's own words, this is a kind of a one and done position. And even the boost doesn't feel that good anymore. I don't know, I struggle with finding a good position here. This is, you have to like, you know, you have to either boost behind here, you're gonna hit your head on the door frame, or you have to be like quite exposed already and boost like this, which doesn't necessarily feel that good. But the thing that these corners do, they create very strong falling back positions. You know, you play from here, they're pushing you, you can push up down here, and you can push down here. It just feels very good to play this area. But I think it comes with the cost of creating a lot of corridory door frames. The one change that I necessarily don't like is that this is now a self boost. I think it just creates a little bit too much rotation ability for the terrorists. Not necessarily rotation ability, but just a little bit too much like flooding capability to tease. So from the start of the round, you know, if your B long player is not strong enough or aggressive enough, or just wants to play back, now this middle player has to pretty much just also, he's forced to do this one and done play every time, or push into a dead end, which he can be flanked from then on. And then, you know, it's kind of limiting the player ability to really iterate on the setups. Here too. Then, because it's a self boost, a solo player can now harass this control, even though the rest of the team are taking middle and A. One player can push the CTs away from this room, which used to be a 2-player there, and the rest of the team are like, you know, trying to choke up something in middle or something like that. I think in my mind, it's hard to put into words, but, or rather statistically show that like how many players you have to allocate to it. But in my opinion, this change affects too much of what's happening in this room for it to be like convenient to play around with. This area went through no changes, I don't think. I'm now looking at this room, like, does this have to be this long? But then again, like, rather this wall. I don't know. I always found this like super interesting, having this like this little hole here. It doesn't come into play that much, since like peeking this as a CT is also like really dangerous. So I think what this brings to the table, this like peaky hole here, it's not necessarily for the CTs, it's for the T. So this is like almost guaranteed T control. Or rather, I wouldn't say that this room is 100% under T control, but it's the potential there for terrorists to, you know, to barrage it and then like have this rotation control cut off from the CTs under T control. So the sideline, the counter terrorists can't really use this all the time, in my opinion. A-bomb side, it's funny. In the last playtest, we didn't really play the A-bomb side at all. We just didn't get into it. I don't know if it's this like CT spawn to A-bomb side choke, that as a CT you can like kind of be here, be in the bomb site before the T's like, you know, are able to push through A long. I don't know if it would be beneficial for the entrance to be like in some other position, because right now like you're ending up in the same sort of like cities are able to rotate here and then cut off your stuff. I know it's one good smoke and you get the bomb site, but then again like you're kind of facing the same angles every time. I don't know, that's just a little hunch. Again, I haven't played this map enough to really pinpoint the weakest points. Like with other maps that we played, this like I can 100% give feedback on stuff that just feels bad, it feels wrong. This map already, like, the layout works, and like when Cat Food says that he doesn't like a certain thing, it's a very delicate issue. And even though the issue might not be like ruining the map completely, it's enough that, you know, it's worth looking into, because that might be like the defining flaw or something that players just like get bored of. And you know, in the playlists that we play, you don't hear players going like, oh fuck this area, like, oh I can't play this. Like you don't hear that, because the map is at a point where that it's super playable. It's very playable, but it's I kind of get the feeling that there's something wrong. Like a lot how the map feels, just it's not quite there. I don't know if it's the rotations. Like CTs and Ts don't really have to fight each other to be able to rotate. Like look at the CT pathing. Well, it's kind of hard to see, but from the radar, we have this like 100% CT controlled free passage between the bomb sites in the back, which is super hard for the terrorists to control, in my opinion. Then we have this second one that is a little bit more of a higher entry between the two bomb sites. It's like a higher level. Goes around like this. And keep in mind, this also connects the secret back passage of CTs and the main CT rotation. So CTs have like two paths to be able to rotate freely all the time. And then terrorists, like they come out at the end of the top middle rotation. Like both of these paths, look at this lane and this lane kind of interrupts the rotation here. So you have two opportunities to cut off the rotation at the both ends. And I think like both of the middle entrances don't really give like a unique chance in entering a bomb site freely from taking it. I think this bomb site entrance should be a little bit stronger than it is right now. Like if anything, it should be like kind of heaven position that you can drop down or something. The fact that you have to fight the rotating CT from there, I think it kind of creates a little bit too much fighting in before the bomb site take. Again, this is not 100%. Don't take this as any gospel or anything, but it's just how I feel. And then like the last the terrace rotation is given. Rather, T's have to fight for this, which pretty much gives you another route. Like, you know, this is how you have to fight with this again. This ends up here. This goes to long. This pretty much goes to long. You could argue that this like connects the same thing, and this goes to like outside. So how I see it, the map is kind of symmetrical in many ways. And if anything, the ability to jump from here indoors to window, self boost, makes the area act like outside long on A lot. And that might be the underlying issue of Warden. It's too symmetrical. Maybe. I think I might be onto something. Alright. I think that's enough waffling about Warden for now. There are changes coming. I have no idea what kinds of changes. But yeah, I'm excited to see, and I'm excited to play this again. I'm excited to see how it will do in the competition. I also got my own map layout finished yesterday, so expect a playtest coming soon. It's a sewer map. It's a giant sewer. Super cool. Anyway, we'll get to that soon. I hope you have a fantastic day. Look at the spiral staircase, cool. Wee. Awesome. Alright. Cheers.